Welcome back, everyone, to University Speaks, the show by students for students. I'm Vanessa Lauren.
And I'm Devin Verismo. We've made it to the end of the spring semester and the final episode of season 1.
The final episode. Can you believe it?
No, I feel like we just started, honestly.
I know. We were just talking before the show that, like, all the stuff we've done, that we've seen, like, all the stuff everybody's done. What is your favorite part so far?
Honestly, the Christmas episodes, the December
sweaters.
episode, the ugly sweaters, that was a blast. And honestly, the games we played along the way and everybody's awesome content.
Yeah, from flowers to all kinds of things, local spots. But we finally settled the debate of what's better, crunchy or smooth peanut butter.
Crunchy.
No, it's smooth. In today's episode, we highlight stories from UNLV's very own students, new places to check out, and so much more.
Although this is the last episode for the spring 2020-21 semester, we are hopeful for things to come this month and beyond. UNLV students just elected the 51st Executive Board for CSUN, Karen Yap and Abraham Lugo.
We spoke with them to learn a little bit more about the incoming team and the goals they have for this upcoming semester.
Hi everyone, my name is Karen Yap. I am UNLV's Student Body President, and then this is Abraham Lugo, and he is UNLV's Student Body Vice President.
And we make up your next 51st Executive Board, and we are Yap Lugo.
I'm currently a business marketing major with a double minor in global entrepreneurship and Brookings public policy. I'm involved in a few aspects of campus. I have experience starting an RSO called Ignite, which empowers women to take political leadership roles. I'm involved in the Panhellenic Council. I'm also involved in Sigma Kappa. But the root of what I do is CSUN student government. I started out as an intern before my first week of college, which was a little embarrassing, but then I got to move up as a lead business school senator and the Senate President pro tempore, so I got to run the internship program for a bit, and I got to do it with some of my very best friends, and now I'm here as CSUN Student Body President.
I'm currently involved in a few facets of campus. I'm currently the Men of Color Alliance Vice President. I'm the Vice President of the Young Democrats of Nevada. I'm also involved in the Latinx Student Alliance. I'm also involved in a few other kind of organizations, but my main kind of subject area has always been CSUN Student Government. I'm just now leaving my role as the chair of the University Initiatives Committee, which kind of tackles a lot of student-focused projects.
I chose to run for Student Body President this year, honestly, for multiple different reasons. And my favorite word, we used it way too many times throughout our campaign. It's my favorite word ever, and it's all about accessibility. It's why I chose to be a marketing major, and it's why I chose to run for president. I just feel like there's so many different resources on campus that just aren't made accessible, and there's just so many things that can be made accessible to students, and that's ultimately why I decided to run that. And I just really, really, really love student government and all that it's capable of.
For a while, I had been waiting for someone in a leadership role to come and really live up to the name that UNLV has as one of the most diverse schools in the nation. And for a while, I was just waiting for someone to represent all of the communities that I see around campus, but unfortunately, I just didn't see that happening. So I kind of just jumped in, came into CSUN to become that sort of representation. And ever since, I've been able to learn so much by meeting so many different kind of communities, different cultures, races, religions, and I think that's really where my passion for student government and making this kind of communal space become an inclusive one, and one that does live up to the title that we hold. So that's kind of why I joined, and I hope that as my time as vice president, I can really live up to making sure that every voice on campus is being amplified.
When I think about all of our different goals for the term, there's several related to in-person, virtual as we transition. But one of my biggest goals is just creating really memorable experiences for students. And I kind of mean that by, creating all of these really cool in-person events, whether that's teaming up with Rebel Events Board to make a really memorable homecoming or premiere, the things you think about when you think of college or going to UNLV. But ultimately, our goals is bridging that gap between students and CSUN.
We want to make sure that the UNLV space is not only inclusive, but it feels like a safe space as well. And one of the ways that we're planning on doing this, we're going to have a lot of fun events. I hope everyone is really excited to come back in person. It's going to be great. One of the first ones that we're planning actually being a multicultural and interfaith kickoff event to start off the fall semester. to really amplify the voices of the different cultures, the different religions on campus. And while we're still having fun, we also want to implement elements that make things educational and enrichment in diverse perspectives.
I'm honestly really excited for my term, and not only does that mean when we go back to in-person events, but just because I think that right now CSUN is a really good spot where we have not only the budget to be able to plan all the events we want to do, hand out the scholarships we want to do, but we also have a really cohesive team. And I think that I'm most excited for being able to build my team, build my cabinet or the different departments. And just so everyone knows, applications always roll out, so make sure to watch your email to apply to these different positions, because we want different perspectives. We don't just want the same people within CSUN. We want different perspectives constantly being brought in and different points of view. So ultimately, that's what I'm most excited for, is building a team that all has the core value of making UNLV feel like home for students.
One thing that we learned really during our time in the campaign is the power of social media and outreach to students. And with that, we learned that making our platform on a social media and virtual setting got to be able to reach out to a lot of students that maybe we wouldn't have been able to reach otherwise. So definitely check out @YapLugo on Instagram. We're going to be making that moving forward a resource hub for everything that we're up to, all of the projects that we're doing, and resources for students directly for you, and @UNLV-CSUN, which is our student government at UNLV, with all of the same things but on a broader scale. So once again, @YapLugo on Instagram and @UNLV-CSUN. And please check out the CSUN page online. We're also going to be making a webpage for our executive team, giving you updates, plugging all of the programs that we're doing, so that all those resources that we have that you don't know where to go to you.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, whether you're following us on Instagram, if you followed our campaign, maybe you've seen us on social media, if you've seen the AAPI business post, that's something we were responsible for, and we were able to create a lot of outreach. So please just stay engaged. It's more than just, clicking repost. It's knowing and understanding what CSUN student government can do for you. And like I said before, our campaign slogan was 6 feet apart, let progress start. But now we're finally able to transition into that and go into this upcoming school year, and progress starts here. So follow us.
I haven't actually met them in person, but based off what I just saw, I'm pretty confident in their abilities, and I'm excited to see what they do here. And not only here, but this is just a springboard, because we know that they're going to be successful wherever they go next.
Definitely. I appreciated the enthusiasm.
Straight up.
You could tell they're really excited, and they're really approachable. I think as a student, that's important. You want to be able to approach your leaders.
Absolutely. And now we'll toss it over to Mia and Lewis for their package.
Since the start of the pandemic, hate crimes against Asian Americans has been rising at an alarming rate. It is often left out of the media, but today we're going to address this problem head on.
This is not only a problem that is affecting Asian Americans, but everyone. So we took this problem to the streets of Las Vegas and asked, how do you feel about Asian hate, and do you think enough is being done?
Sometimes the Asian American community feels like the easier scapegoat because they're the so-called model minority.
In the last year, since COVID-19 has occurred, we've seen an increase.
I had a couple of incidences where I've actually experienced Asian hate.
Everybody should feel safe to walk around outside in their streets and not be afraid.
It's just that we just feel like we're not safe at all.
I think with what's going on, I feel like everyone is finding someone else to bully.
We're all just a person in the world, and there's nothing different about us.
From previous races going through the same thing, I've seen a change happening, but as of recently, I haven't really seen much support.
In the same way Black Lives Matter, Asian lives matter.
But we can't work to find these solutions if we can't identify the problem in the first place.
Every Asian American has experienced some degree of either stereotyping, microaggressions, or aggressions. Some people don't see us as oppressed in certain ways, and I think we shouldn't necessarily compare our oppression to other oppressed groups, but I think people don't even think of us that way as well. I think it has to do with that perpetual foreigner myth as well, that we can't be leading roles, that we can't be main characters because, people don't see us as really being from here or belonging here. My brother has been called a chink. I've been called, Jackie Chan. Despite whatever happened between our peoples in Asia, when we get here, we're all the same to them. If we're gonna face the same treatment here, then we have to stick together here. The pandemic, 2020, was a year of such tragedy, a really tough time for everyone, and I think that Chinese people and by proxy, Asian people in general became the scapegoat. You know, we had been seeing incidents of anti-Asian racism for the whole year, you know, and it didn't necessarily hit us until the Atlanta shootings. And we felt that kind of scared, unsafe. You know, my partner is Asian American, my father is Asian American, my grandpa is Asian American, my great aunt is Asian American. And, you know, just walking around the streets, you know, we feared for them. If you look at a majority of Asian Americans, you know, many are still living under the poverty line. If you look at, you know, the disparities between East Asians and Southeast Asians, you know, darker skinned Asians that are often discriminated against in Asia, you know, they're still living in poverty conditions here in America, you know, living paycheck to paycheck. I think we need to be addressing those types of material conditions as well as the media representation issues.
If you would like to know more about how to volunteer or be a part of the fight against Asian hate, visit 1API Nevada on Instagram.
We urge anyone who hears or sees about Asian hate to report the incident and look out for each other, especially in these times.
Nearly 9,000 non-traditional students are enrolled here at UNLV, and all of them have their reasons for waiting to finish school. But for some of them, life struggles have been a lot harder than most. In this episode's Student Spotlight, Javon Jackson tells us how he went from incarceration to graduation.
I graduated from the College of Southern Nevada. I was a dropout, and now I'm a current UNLV student. I was incarcerated because I had a mental breakdown. When I got out of jail, I wanted to give back. I wanted to do more. I wanted to be the voice for people that couldn't speak for themselves. I do own my own nonprofit called Better Minds, Better Communities, and we have been housing the homeless since 2018. I feel like having a roof over your head should be a human right.
And starting his nonprofit is not the only way Javon has helped his community. Not only has he met with policymakers and government officials multiple times, but he's been to Nevada's Capitol advocating to end cash bail. He's partnered with the Mass Liberation Project to bail out mothers for protesting. He's protested at City Hall to stop the criminalization of homelessness, and he's even met with UNLV's very own President Whitfield after the removal of HayReb to give him a new idea of what a rebel can symbolize.
I love the spirit of being a rebel, so I wanted to embody the rebel spirit into something different. So I reached out to the president of UNLV and I told him, I have this painting for you. And it's Harriet Tubman, and I think she was the ultimate running rebel. She had the Underground Railroad. I just wanted to keep our legacy, keep our mascot, but just embody a new form of what a rebel is.
And he isn't stopping anytime soon. Javon has big plans for helping the community, including...
I'm running for North Las Vegas City Councilman. That is something big for me because I get to represent the people. I get to have direct impact within the office and on the ground. And it's something that I feel like is going to motivate others, inspires others to, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your background, regardless of you had a mental breakdown or you've been to jail or you dropped out of college, that you can do these things and you can be successful. It's not easy. You got to have hope. Unfortunately, you have to be this amazing person to show people that you have changed. You really have to be above and beyond the average citizen. I'm judged, my entire life for one decision I made. I'm not the same person I was when I was 21, not the same person I was when I was 25.
And if you see him in office one day making big change, just remember, University Speaks told you first.
Thank you for UNLV did it first.
He is such an inspiration, such a nice guy. If you would like to follow Javon's story, you can find him on Facebook. Just search Javon Jackson, or on Instagram at Battleborn Jackson. And to volunteer or learn more about his nonprofit, Better Minds, Better Communities, visit bmbc.info. And of course, if you know any students that deserve a spotlight, send them to us here at University Speaks. Here's another student that's doing big things. Maria has more.
This organization is helping young philanthropist college women in Southern Nevada through their scholarship, workshops, and community service. Let's take a look. Every year, the United Way of Southern Nevada, Women United, awards 9 local female students with the Emerging Leadership Award for Women. The scholarship was founded in the fall of 2015, and ever since, they've invested over $170,000 into helping these young philanthropist women. I had the chance to talk to one of the scholarship recipients, Junhee Bay, and she told me about her experience winning the scholarship.
I actually remember reading the words like congratulations on top of the email that I received from the Public Education Foundation. And oh my God, I was so shocked. Like that congratulations just meant the whole world to me, and like a great weight of like lifted from my shoulders, you know, especially being a first generation student to go to college. It's hard to find someone to rely on. And I didn't have that separate like bank account for college funds like some of my friends had. I only had what I saved up with working part-time jobs while I was in high school. And, you know, truly, I cannot express how thankful and honored I am to be one of the recipients of the Women's United Emerging Leadership Award for the Women's Scholarship.
Junhee encourages other young women in Southern Nevada to apply for this scholarship and its importance to the community.
When I think about Women's United, I actually think of the word encouragement, just because being involved with these women, they are so genuinely happy and, you know, happy for one's success. And throughout my journey at UNLV, I was confident knowing that I had a strong group of women supporting my college career. And I knew if I ever needed help and I reached out to them, there would be someone who knew how to guide me in the right direction. So yes, I do strongly like push the scholarship.
If you want to get involved with Women's United, you can always follow their social media page at Women United LV or visit their page uwsn.org. Reporting for University Speaks, I'm Maria Dibut. Congratulations to Junhee, and we hope she continues to succeed. Now, let's check in with reporter Dominique Lavoie with big news on the Vegas Golden Knights.
Thank you, Maria. And you're absolutely right that this is big news. The Vegas Golden Knights have clinched a playoff berth for the Stanley Cup playoffs for an astounding 4th year in a row. Let's go through some notable moments during their quest for the playoffs.
And the Golden Knights, the first team in 2021 to clinch a playoff spot. And they do it by tying a franchise record with their 8th win in a row.
The Vegas Golden Knights started off their 2021 campaign with a bang. They won 8 of their first 10 contests and re-established themselves as one of the top teams in the Honda West division. They did so without fans for the majority of the season until Game 18, where the VGK welcomed fans back into the Fortress after 363 days for their March 1st contest against the Minnesota Wild, where the Golden Knights rallied a comeback win in overtime by a score of 5-4. Vegas continued to remain red hot until mid to late March, where the Golden Knights dropped 4 games in a row to Minnesota, bringing questions regarding the roster and their capability of making a deep playoff run. Then at the trade deadline, the usually active Golden Knights did not show up, as general manager Kelly McCrimmon stood pat for the majority of the deadline day, making one lone move in acquiring forward Matthias Janmark from the Chicago Blackhawks in a 3-team trade. Vegas would drop in and out of first place in the Honda West division. However, riding a 7-game winning streak, the Golden Knights clinched a playoff berth against the rival San Jose Sharks on April 21st. Vegas has a handful of games remaining in the season, with a bit of a cushion to lean back on. However, the cushion is not as padded as most would think or like, as the dangerous Colorado Avalanche are waiting closely behind. This has been Dominique Lavoie, reporting for University Speaks.
Thank you, Dominic. It's awesome to see that Vegas return to the playoffs this year, making it 4 years in a row when everybody thought we'd just be a bad, new team.
I was one of those, I'll be honest. It's pretty crazy to think that we've come this far, right?
Yeah.
Additional information on the Stanley Cup playoffs and ticketing will be announced closer to the time of the playoffs. So stay tuned on the Vegas Golden Knights social media channels for updates and AXS.com for ticketing information.
With football season still several months away, a new Vegas hotspot has opened up for the die-hard fans who want to immerse themselves in everything silver and black.
Hey
there, Vegas football fans. If you know where I'm at right now, then you know about a year ago, Raider Nation began their Southern Nevada invasion with the opening of the Intermountain Healthcare Performance Center and Raiders headquarters here in Henderson. The team will get ready each week before they take the field over at Allegiant Stadium, which opened up about a month later. Raiders fans have yet to get inside to see their team play, but that will finally change this upcoming season. So, what should you do to get your Raiders fix until then? You head down to the M Resort and check out the Raiders Tavern and Grill.
We wanted a place where you could watch almost any sport. You're going to be able to watch the Golden Knights, the Rebels, whatever sport is on, we're going to make sure that we cater to that sport, especially during the off season. There are lots of sports bars and restaurants in town, but we wanted to hit it in two ways. One, we wanted to have over 50 TVs so that no matter where you go, no matter where you sit, you're going to have an amazing experience. I've been to a lot of sports bars and you get in there and you're like, wait, there's 10 TVs, 15, you can't watch every game you want to. You sit somewhere you don't like, you can't see anything. We wanted to knock that out of the park. Secondly, we have a Raiders Image gift shop here. So if you're flying in from out of town to go to the game, you don't got to go to the stadium, buy the stuff, carry it around with you all day. You can buy it here pre-game, change your clothes, run to the stadium, and then have a good time that way. And finally, we want to have a great bar experience. So we partnered with Modelo, which is a partner of the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. And we partnered with Remy Martin to create two unique bar experiences. So we have a home bar and an away bar, restaurant in the middle, so it always feels like there's a lot of action around.
The saying knows that the silver and black travel well, and that game days here should be something else.
It's going to be bananas. So first and foremost, we're expecting a lot of people to come in from Oakland, from LA, obviously a lot of locals to watch the game. Case in point, we already had someone fly in from Hawaii to get here to see the restaurant, experience the restaurant before he went home to LA. So I think you're going to see a lot of that with Raiders fans, a lot of authentic fans here to see the game. And I think you're going to see a lot of press, you're going to see a lot of radio remotes, we're going to do a lot of promotions, a lot of giveaways. So I think it'll be action-packed every game day.
Just like Allegiant Stadium, this restaurant will be packed on game days. So be sure to get here early and root on your team. For University Speaks, I'm Devin Verissimo. The M Resort is becoming the epicenter of Raider Nation, and there's no doubt that whole casino will be wild each week during the season. Thanks to Hussein for making the time to meet with us, and be sure to visit themresort.com for more info.
You know, I love that you guys always do like the variety of sports. It's crazy because like being born and raised here, I'm like, we're doing sports.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of sports, no. We had the Stars and then the 51s, and now we have more sports than we can count.
I know, and then we've got all the other topics that we covered, like the student spotlights and the package on the Asian hate. Like, it was really informative.
And it's tough to see that. But, you know, as we wrap up the school year, here are some activities you could do to unwind and reward yourself over the summer.
With finals quickly approaching, it's important to take some time for yourself to de-stress. A new way to do so is at NV Float Therapy. They offer a few special ways to relax and let all the final worries fade away. Inhale, exhale, and relax at Nevada Float Therapy. This unique spa specializes in float therapy, a secluded, body temperature bathtub filled with 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt dissolved into it. Along with pure relaxation, this new treatment comes with both mental and physical benefits.
The mental benefit, I believe, comes from the fact that you're just isolated from everything for about an hour, and you can have it silent in the tank, or we can play some music for you. So it's a really great way to disconnect yourself from everything else going on, and it has great physical benefits as well. The fact that you're floating in water and it being body temperature really helps relieve any tension that you have in your muscles and any aches and pain that you have.
When you book an appointment, you'll be given your own room, stocked with a towel, earplugs, and a shower with shampoo and body wash to rinse off before and after your float. When you enter the tank, you can choose to light up the tub and have peaceful music playing, or total darkness and silence for complete sensory deprivation. Nevada Float Therapy also offers halo therapy, or a salt room, where a generator distributes salt into the air, which has its own health benefits.
So it helps with your sinuses, clearing up really anything to do with your respiratory system since you're breathing it.
Most recently, they have also begun to offer massages that you can add into your spa day. Nevada Float Therapy is open every day from noon to 8 p.m., so come on down and let your worries drift away. If you're interested in this one-of-a-kind relaxation experience, you can see all their special package deals and book an appointment online at their website at nvfloat.com. Speaking of more relaxing activities, here's Anthony with more.
Any yoga fans out there? Well, listen up. Over the past year, the COVID-19 pandemic has made it almost impossible for some groups to meet and engage. Now, with the warming weather, lower positivity rates, and of course, the perfect safety precautions, the once thriving Yoga in the Park returns to downtown Container Park. As of March 6, 2021, downtown Container Park welcomes back its popular outdoor venue, Yoga in the Park.
So we had to take a pause until October 2020. And that's where we sort of, sunk our feet in year 3. We had a couple months flowing, late September, October, and November of last year we were going. Then it got a little too cold, obviously we took off the cold months. And now we're back, year 4, ready to go, ready to function. And it's shaping up to be, one heck of a year, one heck of a, impact that we're able to relate to the community.
Reyes teaches Ashtanga Yoga, a style of yoga that focuses on purification of the body and mind.
My style is Ashtanga based. Ashtanga means 8-limb path or 8-fold path, and there's many components to it. But the first and second is respect, self-respect, and outward respect. The third is asana, the third is pranayama, and that's breath work. And the fourth is asana, which is the manipulation of our body into different postures, things like that.
I had the chance to follow up with one of the yoga participants, Amber Nicholson, who has been attending since the beginning and loves every moment of it.
I love that it's right here in the heart of downtown. I love how versatile the practice is. Honestly, I feel great afterwards, and I feel like I challenged myself and got to take some time to be present and mindful on a Saturday.
You can relax and meditate with Yoga in the Park every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. in the lawn at downtown Container Park. Tickets are only $9 and staff encourages the use of personal yoga mats. If you're looking for more individual activities, Anna visited the perfect spot.
In a world taken over by social media networks like Instagram, TikTok, Selfie World is a new hotspot for professional quality photos.
Selfie World is an immersive photo-taking experience unlike any other.
Located in the Town Square Mall, it is one of the first do-it-yourself video photography museums where guests are able to interact with 22 unique photo booths.
Yep, so it started during COVID actually. My cousin started in Iowa. She was a photographer. She couldn't get any work really, so she came up with this idea, put all of her money into it, and she's been franchising all over the country lately. So it's been blowing up this summer, recently I should say. We give you a ring light to take around with you from booth to booth, which if you haven't used a ring light before, which I hadn't before I started working here, you can put your phone on there, and then you can bright it up and move it up and down, and you can use the timer on your phone. So if you want to get pictures by yourself, you got a timer on your phone, you can use that as well. So.
Customers must wear a mask while they walk around every booth, but they are permitted to remove their masks when they are taking photos.
So we got our Lips couch, we got our Good Vibes Only, which is a big hit as well. We have a private jet booth, we have our It's Vegas Baby room, which has cards and has a sign that says It's Vegas Baby. We got a lot of rooms with neon signs, which really make the room bright up. And our lipstick room, we got a couple swings that you can get on, a couple different ones, and it's 22 different ones, so a lot of different ideas and things that you can do.
I don't know about you, but I think this is a pretty sweet room.
Tickets are available online or in person, $25 for adults and $20 for children. While they are considered a pop-up shop, they are hoping to become a permanent location. While you only have an hour in the photography studios, it is a great amount of time to get comfortable with all the booths you visit. Be sure to tag Selfie World at Selfie World Las Vegas, where they often repost their customers' photos. For upcoming pictures you might want to take in person, the commencement is coming up, and Lena has the latest.
Commencement is the event that all college students look forward to the most, and due to COVID-19, UNLV originally planned on a virtual commencement. However, due to the amount of vaccinations that are being distributed and the decrease in COVID cases, UNLV recently announced their switch to an in-person commencement. I spoke with some graduating students, including some of our own from University Speaks, to learn more about their thoughts in the change of plans. A UNLV student created a petition on change.org to allow the spring 2021 graduates to have an in-person commencement. And after almost 3,000 signatures, President Whitfield announced that there will be a safe, in-person commencement ceremony for the graduates. Due to COVID, the in-person commencement ceremony is no longer at the Thomas and Mack Center, and is now being held in the Sam Boyd Stadium instead, which is larger and outdoors. Each graduate is limited to 4 guests, and for those who are unable to attend, the ceremony will be live streamed.
It is in person, which I'm thankful for. I feel like I put in a lot of work
to be able to walk across that stage.
So we have an in-person graduation, and at first, well, when it was still announced as virtual, I was kind of upset, but at the same time I was like, well, I don't need like an event to like tell me I have achieved so much, but like this is a once in a lifetime like opportunity to be a college graduate and just be with my peers and just celebrate all of my accomplishments as I should.
Even as people are getting vaccinated and things are starting to reopen, students are still expressing some concerns.
I'm happy that it's in person because I will get to walk down and get my diploma, which is, you know, it's always something you look forward to if you put in 4 years of your life to do something. But I also see that there is a great chance of a COVID outbreak. If, you know, like if one person gets it, they could potentially spread it to all those around them.
As the semester is coming to an end, the graduates are preparing for the moment that they have all been waiting for, to walk across the stage. And although the stage is outdoors this year, the graduation will be unforgettable. For more information about this year's commencement ceremony, please visit www.unlv.edu/commencement. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2021.
And that's our show, pretty much. That's once again, we made it to the end of it, and a lot of us graduating, including our producer, who finally made her first on-camera appearance, Triana Gondo. We see you out there.
Yeah, that was who you just saw in the package. So Triana has been with us since the inception of University Speak. She has helped produce from the behind the scenes. So congratulations, Triana, back there. And then also Katora was in there. Katora is one of our reporters.
Definitely.
She's graduating. Great at music recommendations if anyone needs them. She's fantastic at that. And then we saw Lewis. So Lewis is also graduating, and he is one of those that he jumped in towards the end, but the energy Lewis brings,
awesome,
unmatched.
Love it.
Unmatched. And also us.
We're taking off.
Yeah, this is our last show. The show's not going anywhere,
That's
but
right.
Our time has come to step out. It's a show by students for students, and we're no longer going to be students. We're out in the real world. You ready?
Sure, why not? It's been fun. It's been exciting. Thank you again for tuning in. And until next time, this has been University Speaks, the show by students for students.